Rennie, shout out to my big preaching brother. God bless you. Shout out to my big brother, Brenny Brand. God bless you, Brenny.
Prophetess Productions.
Shout outs to Jesse, Coachy Brennan. How you guys doing today? What's happening, Jesse? Good to see you. How's your mix? Good to see you, Jesse. Jesse, thank you guys for the kind words. How are you guys today? How's everything going? Yeah, Jesse, Schecter's definitely one of my favorites. Probably is my favorite, but that's not true because my favorite are really about playability, so more PRS, and even nowadays Epiphone, Fender, definitely. So yeah, I definitely like some of these instruments. Favorite wise those. Pretty hard to put a tan on it any given day. Right on, Rich. Give me that. See if we can make this thing sing. Real nice guitars. Never owned a Jackson, but from what I understand, man, they're incredible instruments. They play really well, and man, I'll tell you, maybe one of these days I'll get me a Jackson, you know? Shout out. Nice. It's so true. You never know what you're gonna get. The only time you really know what you're gonna get, I mean, if you flat out have to go someplace to a reputable store, get a guitar, and you're still not guaranteed that thing isn't gonna have problems for you in just a few days. You know, I mean, I cannot believe some of the quality control issues. Seriously, and it's been really pathetic. But you know, like I said, you can go and try it at a shop, play it. It can be the best thing you've ever had. Get it home, and a week later, the whole damn thing falls apart on you. All the pots are all bad. The switches don't work. Your frippin', your Sustainiac doesn't work. There's all kinds of stuff. It never fails, man. So yeah, 100%. I agree. And like I said, nowadays I'm looking for instruments that don't have all the. I'm looking for just the basics now, like a Nags. Like Nags, are you familiar with Nags guitar? Knaggs. The guy who made PRS, I believe it was. The guy who helped Paul Reed Smith start making his own instruments years ago. Nags. I think I could be wrong about that whole part of it, but that's irrelevant. The guy who makes them, these guitars are incredible, man. They don't have all the flashiness, except they do, but it's just in the gear. It's in what you want. Necks, pickups, controls, you know? And so, you never heard of Nags, huh? Well, they're a high-end guitar. I'm not gonna play with you. I don't even think they go for any less than $4,000. But these are some superior instruments with tone just for days. Tone for days. And just all I got, I follow a guy, let me turn you on to him. I follow a guy named Eric Steckel. S-T-E
with Amex Gold.
S-T-E-C-K-E-L. Eric Steckel. He is sponsored. He plays strictly Nags guitars with Mesobarba amps. And I'm telling you, if you want to hear a guy play those instruments, yep, that's it. That's how you spell it. If you want to hear a guy rip, just check that out. You can't go wrong. He's a more bluesier player. He's not a shredder like metal. More of a blues outcome. Kind of in the vein of Stevie, kinda. Not really, but kinda. Him and Philip Sace. Philip Sace is another one of the baddest guitar players out right now. Eric Steckel, Philip Sace. I follow these players. It's all about tone, man. These guys, it's all about tone. That's it. We're just trying to get the best tone. At least that's what I'm looking for too. I'm trying out for tone. It's funny because the name, the Maddest Shredder, people assume that they're gonna come and see me do Polyphia type stuff or do Jason Becker, whatever. Just do the absolute shreddiest shredder guitar players type of shredding. And the truth is, to me, that name was a joke. It was on, you know, like a joke on a name for the fact that, you know, that the word shred is used so much. To me, shredding is melodicism. Being melodic, no matter how fast or slow, that's what shredding is. But over the years, it turned into how many licks you can get in a specific measure of music. That's shredding. But, you know, whatever. Sean, Liv, what's happening, family? How is everybody? Y'all, I got by my little brother Deshaun a track. Another one of those killer producers. Big old shout outs to you guys. Shout out Diney. Yeah, we're using Green Rain today for sure. She's making some good noises today. Shout out Diney. Giorgio Skidoo. Shout out Giorgio. Ciao. Big shout out to my brother Giorgio. Respect, brother. I like them both. I really do. I like both active and passive. The truth about that is just they sound different on different guitars. So because I like different sounds, for an example, my Schecter C1 Exotic, that thing has Schecter pickups. They're passive and they're killer. They scream. And so, there's that. I'm just saying, and some of my PRS guitars, they're all passive and they're killer. They're great pickups, man. They just get. Also, I really like the passiveness of the Epiphone. What do they call those? The Bug Buster or something. The pickups that they put in Les Pauls, I forget what they call them, but some kind of buster or something, whatever, with the pickups. But anyways, I love them. They sound great. So I don't mean to be all over the board on it. Just saying, I love them both, really. Depends on what guitar I'm playing. Humbuckers, yeah, they're humbuckers, but they have a name. Some kind of weird name they call them for Gibsons and stuff. But anyways, appreciate you asking, Jesse. I do like them both. Alright, what in the world is going on? Let's get some rips going, man. Come on. It's time to get some rips going. Shout outs to the 1300 Super Lurks. Appreciate you guys. Shout out. shout outs for sure, man. Yeah, these days I got more guitars than I know what to do with, but for sure in the future, I think I will definitely get a Jackson. I don't think I need one of those really expensive ones, but they have some really, really nice instruments. I know that. I like the Brandon Ellis model of Jackson. He's one of the baddest players I've ever heard. I don't know if you ever heard of Brandon, but he's absolutely sick. Yeah, it's definitely time. I gotta move soon, and I can't take those 16 guitars with me, you know? Yeah, you can't go wrong with Brandon's models, except for they're expensive. They're very expensive, but they're right out of the bag, man. You can use those things live. You could tour with it. You could do anything you want with it. I mean, you wouldn't have to do nothing to that guitar. Yeah, they have those models as well. Yeah, that green crackle is incredible. He's got a gold one. It's got 27 frets. You ought to check that one out too. A black and gold crackle, 27 fret Jackson. It's really wicked. And then funny enough, Brandon, no, that's not true. Yeah, Brandon is, he's still with Jackson. that guy play, man. You gotta hear Brandon Ellis play, man. Some of the craziest playing. And funny enough, apparently Brandon taught himself when he was 14. I guess he decided he watched a video or something on YouTube and decided he wanted to play and just started playing, man. And just a few years later, the dude's one of the sickest dudes on the planet. You know, playing some of the baddest instruments custom made for him. 27 frets. Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta listen to some of his playing, just out of this world. Some players that, you know, there's a few players that looks real easy what they're doing. Some of them make it real easy. Satriani's one of them. Guthrie. Govin makes it look pretty easy. But Brandon Ellis, man, it just looks so simple, yet you know what he's doing is wickedly hard. So, yeah. Byproduct of teaching yourself and not having anybody corrupt your own way of learning, style of picking, and whatnot. Very expensive. There's not too many Jacksons that aren't expensive if they're made not here in the US. All the US made Jacksons are at least $4,000 unless they're used. But those $500 ones you're talking about, for sure you can get those. And they're going to be great for a player who, you know, is just starting out. That's going to be a killer instrument, you know. Shout out to Liv. God bless you, Liv. Appreciate you, family. sister-in-law, Queen Mama, and Mrs. Annette. Love and respect going out to you. Jorge! Here goes my brethren, Jorge. Shout out to you, big brother. How are you? Big love and respect. I ain't got me no squizzies yet today. Jesse. Maybe one of these days, brother. Maybe one of these days. Yeah, I surely wouldn't mind. But like you said, with the numbers that those guitars start at least the good ones are just kind of ridiculous for someone not. If you're not working, either if you got money, then get you one, you know. But if you're not a working musician who's doing something, actively bringing in some cake from playing, then I don't suggest the Jackson, the Kelly model or shout outs to you guys. Brandy, hooray! Yeah, or you don't buy them, right? There you go. That's it, Liv. Or you just flat out don't buy them. Shout out.
Sleepless beats.
Shout out to Diney. Shout outs to you, Familia. Good to see you, Jorge. Oh man, it dropped on us already. Let's do it. Shout out to Mama. Wish you out there, Alpha Mama. Jorge, Liv, Jesse. love out there to you guys. Thank you so much. Shout outs to you. Let's drop us one with a little bit, huh? Who's with us? Shout out Brandy, Mr. Jorge. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Far too kind. Thank you, family. Oh yeah.
Sleepless beats. Sleepless beats.
Big old shout outs to you then, man. Mr. Brandy and all my brethren. I thank you so much for coming by and showing respect. Mr. Brandy Brand. Shout outs to you guys. Let's do this then. Shout out to the Naslet body.